Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and Brad and I are doing the discussion over After Us, which is a game I have never heard of until you brought it up. When you were like, hey, this game came out this year by Pandasaurus. I'm like, oh, it's not a dinosaur game? It's probably bad. Because that's Pandasaurus's kind of like record for me. If it's not their dinosaur games, I tend to not like them. I actually enjoyed this one.
Yeah, it's nice and simple.
Yeah, extremely simple game. Very... it kind of hits that similar sweet spot. Maybe a little bit less, but like those filler-esque games, but like you're still kind of involved the entire time. There's a lot of filler games where it's just like we're just doing something just to kill time. It kind of has that where like you're kind of engaged into the combos that you're making, but what it turned out for me towards like the latter half was just kind of I'd get my 4 and the first thing I laid it out is kind of what I was comfortable with. Because as soon as you start moving cards back and forth, it just becomes kind of more AP. And you're like, oh, but if I do this, then that's going to get, oh no, but then I can't combo them. It's like, you know what, this just feels good. This just looks good. Yeah, so what do you think?
I liked it.
You liked it?
I mean, this will be the type of game I got it mainly because Amy showed interest in it. Mm-hmm. And it'll definitely be it's super fast. It probably took us,
20 minutes?
25 minutes.
It is incredibly
I don't even know
quick.
what it says on box.
45 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
But we were breezing. I mean, like, we didn't really sit and think. We just kind of put them down and went and see how it worked.
Yeah, and that might be something you do.
But it's...
I was going to say with more people,
you can play
maybe?
5 people, 1 to 6.
1 to 6.
I think that's what it says. God, I can't tell my eyesight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you were playing 6, I could see it maybe going a little longer, but everybody's still doing it at the same time. It's the same amount of...
Yeah, I feel like this game kind of goes in length. You have to obviously trust the people you're playing with because it's just so simultaneous the entire game. It's like I'd almost play this solo just to not have to deal with... Because, like, whenever it's like, okay, I have mine set, then you're like, oh, great. Jonathan is still thinking, and it's like, it's like, dude, just put the card down. No, but I want to have it. It's like, dude, just put the fucking card down.
Yeah.
But once I had them set, I mean, luckily we were both going at the same speed, but it's kind of like, all right, ready? And then just start going through your lines. You could have people who want to be like, no, okay, it's your turn. Now you go through your whole thing.
And you could do it that way, and that would make it, it would take longer. But...
It would take longer, and it's like, look, I can clearly see what I'm getting. Like, I'm just going to grab my resources, and then by the time, like, you go through your 4 cards, then you're like, I was already ready. I was like, do I even have to wait for you to, like, finish getting your stuff?
Yeah.
Can I just go ahead and get my card? I feel like I wouldn't want to play this with a lot of people because that just adds more opportunity for people to drag this game out, and then the game really doesn't... It's not all that fun.
Right.
The actual crux of the game, though, I think I've seen before. It's in Tainted Grail, that card comboing, or the card pairing, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like there was another game that also had something like that. But it's neat. Like, the different apes have kind of like a certain shtick about them, what they primarily focus on, although I really didn't feel that they were drastically different.
I mean, they had their things, like the gorillas are focusing on rage more, which is just paring down your deck. But the game is so fast. Like, I mean, I pared it out a little bit, but...
Yeah, I got 2 out as well, but that was just
it's like, it's not really...
Yeah. Like, I wasn't feeling like, oh, I really want to go a rage build. Yeah. I'm going to only get... My entire plan was to only get the orangutans and get a bunch of batteries to then just flood the computer.
Right.
That fell apart, like, super quick, because then I was like, well, I'm already out of fruit, and I don't have any batteries anymore, and getting 5 is actually not, like, this. It's not, like, a given.
Right.
But... So I was like, okay, well, there was a... So you do kind of mix and match. Like, the chimpanzees are still super cool because they let you reactivate stuff, and if you can get, like, a cool pairing where it's like, oh, this is a free activation for 2 points. Oh, I have 4 reactivations. Like, that's really neat.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh man, that just turned it into, I got 10 points in that round. And it's basically a race to 80.
Yep.
Don't know why. Like, I don't think I've ever actually seen a game that had a loop the score thing to win.
Right.
That was kind of unique. So, I mean, overall, I'm pretty satisfied.
Yeah.
Like, this game, 20 minutes is really good. If this was the 45 minutes, I'd be like, it will come very quick.
Yeah. Well, I think, like I said, if we were just sitting there really thinking more about, I mean, we were both just kind of putting it down like, yeah, we'll roll with that, see how it works, you know, and I mean, and plus you're only dealing with 4 cards, so there's only so many combinations you can do anyway. So you're just kind of...
Yeah, I'm curious, because, like, the game, there's something to be said about certain games where it's like, is the mechanics of the game worth the effort of brain power, you know? It's like, I don't think this kind of game, for me anyway, justifies wanting to crunch out all the various combinations. Whenever, at the end of the day, it's gonna pretty much turn into, you don't get a blue resource, you get an orange instead. Like, it's not so drastic where it's like other deck builders where you're really trying to strategize on how the order of efficiency that you want to be. I don't think this game kind of warrants that.
Right. I do like when you buy the cards, you know, it goes on top of your deck. So you automatically get access to whatever you bought.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah, I mean, those kinds of games, here's the problem that I have with that, because I agree. Normally, I do enjoy immediately getting what I purchase. The problem with this game is that you don't know what you purchase, though.
Yeah.
So if these decks were face up and you could clearly see what you're getting, then absolutely being like, oh yeah, that's awesome. It goes on. It's like, if you like, there's a game I did a prototype for called Chemical Overlord, and the cards you purchase go on the top of your deck, but you can clearly see what they are. It's a face up market, so it's like, boom, that's gonna go on top, and then that's gonna be able to combo with like what's remaining in my hand or something. But here it's like, it doesn't really matter. Me getting this card on top of my deck is no different than it going there.
Right.
Except it feels better because you know you're going to get to use
You're going to get something good.
Yeah.
Because they're all better than the
starting
basic ones.
Yes. So yeah, it is still better than just going straight to the discard pile, but it could have been better by actively seeing what you're purchasing. But again, drawing out the game, having these cards with, like, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 options on it, having all of these cards face up, it'd be too much. So I see why they did it. It's still good. Like, this is still a good game. Theme?
Yeah, it's not there.
Not even remotely close. I don't know why they put so much effort into the theme. Art's fantastic. I think the big variety of the game is probably going to come down to the objects. There are, 8? How many objects? 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 7 objects. You just kind of shuffle 3 of them, put them in. And they have various effects. I like that they're just there. That's what your batteries are for.
Right.
It's pretty neat. I felt zero need to ever use anything other than the one that gives you points, because it's a race to 80, so why would you not get the one that costs points? Although, to be fair, we did have different strategies. You were getting a bunch of your points from having a shit ton of resources, where I was sitting here starved for resources, but trying to bank batteries and get the computer 5 points. So, yeah.
Just a nice little simple one.
Yep. I don't really have much else to say. I don't really have a whole lot of negatives. No. Like, there's not enough game here really to provide negatives.
Right. The guy that created it,
Florian Cyriax,
he did Imaginarium.
Interesting. Have you played Imaginarium?
What's Missing and Cowboy Bebop Space Serenade.
I have played Imaginarium, and that does kind of track, because that game has a lot of kind of different used resources for victory points kind of stuff. Wild art. That dude...
Yeah, I remember. I know what it looks like.
Like, what's his name? Florian? Yeah, that dude...
Cyriax?
That dude does ketamine or something. That guy is like... or I guess he designed it. He didn't do the art. Whoever did the art for Imaginarium does all the drugs. And he's probably cool.
He's been a teacher since 2009.
What a loser. Way to waste your life. Who wants to be a teacher? You have to be stupid. Yeah, I mean, what would you give After Us on a scale of 1 to 10?
I mean, it's probably if you're taking it for what it's worth, and then it's just going to be especially as fast as it was. Mm-hmm. In that style of a game, I would probably put it around 6, 5, 7.
Okay,
something like that. I mean, it's definitely a filler.
100%.
Super fast setup, super fast play, super fast put up, done.
Yeah.
But like you said, it doesn't use much brain power.
No.
I mean, you pretty much are just dropping shit, gathering it. I mean, you're spending more time putting stuff,
grabbing the stuff, yeah,
and stuff. But I mean, it's still good. I'm not saying anything bad about it. It's just as far as probably a 7.
I'd play this over Splendor.
Yeah.
Any day.
Oh yeah.
Splendor, I feel I'm just like sitting here like.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll grab the chip. I don't care. This one, I felt like I will say something that's good for it is I always wanted it to come back to my turn. Like I wanted to go back to the card thing, which is nice. Splendor, I was like, I wanted the game to be fucking over by the time I grabbed my first chip. I'm like, can someone please combo off and win? So, which is a good sign. I wouldn't put it up there with like other fillers like Canvas or Calico or any of those that actively have like me engaged the whole time. But for the time it took, it hit that mark. I still would never be like, oh, I got 30 minutes to kill. It's like I'm not setting up a fucking game to do that.
Right.
But this is a perfect game to kind of be like at a game day. And it's like, oh, when's your guys' game over? Because we want to play a 6-player game. Oh, 30, 40 minutes? Cool, yeah. Just jump after us and go to town. Yeah, I'm sitting at a 7.
Yeah, that's
I'm actually I think I'm a little bit higher than you.
Well, I said 6.5 or 7, so it's like...
That's not 7. That's not a definitive 7, Brad.
A lot of that'll just depend on my wife's opinion of it too, because that's going to be the whole reason whether this game stays in my collection or not.
That's true.
Just
yeah.
because...
You mean this isn't going to go into your top 10 deck building games? Because it is technically a deck builder, although again the deck building part is just there. Yeah, I did actively try and get stuff to go for a particular strategy, so it's not a deck builder where it's like I don't care what goes on my deck. But whenever I had to get a chimpanzee or whenever I had to get a gorilla, I wasn't like, oh, my deck strategy's ruined.
Right.
Yeah, there's a solo mode. It's basically a race to 80. Other than that, it exists. It's on this thin magazine paper.
Yes.
So who knows if it's actually any good.
It's probably the same. I mean, we pretty much played a solo game.
100%.
I mean, it was more or less just...
That's true. I was the Automa, and you had to get to 80 before me.
Right, I lost.
You didn't. You suck. It was all because of my superior play. It wasn't through card happenstance or just cuz. So, anyway, that's our thoughts on After Us. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.